All right, welcome to 2 of 2. This is Talking Kodiak Gear. Today, we go over clothing and things that go bang, all right here on Gun Talk Hunt. All right, we're going to jump right into it. This is clothing and guns and ammo and optics. We're going to give you that. The gear that I am taking and all this gear, I can 100% say it is tested, much like one of our sponsors. We are brought to you by SIG SAUER. SIG SAUER, they do it all, and ATN. Own the night, own the day, whenever you want. ATN's there for you. They are the leaders in advanced technology for night vision and thermal. I've got a lot of gear up here, so if you are listening over a podcast, again, just like last week, you're going to want to look at this. Head over to our YouTube, our Facebook pages, on our website. We've got Gun Talk has it all. I'm telling you, they've got everything, everywhere possible. But go over and check them out because you're going to want to see this. Let's get right into it. Clothing for Kodiak that time of the year. I anticipate, and we are going with the transporter, so most all clothing can reside on the boat as we head towards the shore. So that being said, like I have a spot where I can air things out. I can let stuff dry because Kodiak this time of the year is going to be wet. Again, we're talking about Sitka black-tailed deer and the potential for reindeer, so a little bit bigger than a Sitka blacktail. And we're going around the 1st of October, around, that time frame. So by the time you're probably hearing this, we might be on our way back. But where to start as far as like clothing? Let's just start at the bottom and work our way up. I am using, and again, all this stuff is purchased goods. So this is stuff that I have invested in. This stuff that I know works for me, and we'll talk about the other stuff after that. But I'm going to need a base layer. So years and years ago, I bought a pair of Sitka Core lightweight base layers. Really like them. They're not bad. And I've got even longer ago, an old scent blocker base layer shirt. So I'm not as matchy camo as a lot of guys out there. So my base layer system, I don't care as long as it keeps me warm. And my goal with the clothing, and I think this is I don't layer up to the point of sweating all the weight off. I want to get out in the field as dry as possible and hunt from there. So a good base layer is more than likely all I'll need. I'm a little bit nervous about the rain gear, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but that's it for my base layer. I'm going to just throw that to the side. And then socks, wool socks, and I've got some synthetic blends that I'm working with, but years ago I found Farm to Feet, came across them at I want to say it was like an NRA show or some type of like a SHOT Show or something like that, somewhere where they were displaying their socks and came across these guys, and I haven't stopped wearing them since. You can find them on Amazon, or they've got a great website, Farm to Feet. So that's Farm, T-O, Feet, F-E-E-T. But I've got a good high boot sock, and then for my synthetic, for my lighter pairs, it's just basically their hiking sock is what it is, and it goes up to mid-calf. It goes just over my hiking boots, but it's their hiking sock. I want to say that is, let me look, and I've got a list. I'm putting the list of the stuff that we're talking about in the description. So if you click on anything in the description, it'll take you where you can view it or even purchase it if you want to try it. The socks aren't all that expensive, but just something to be mindful of, because if your feet do not agree with your choice of footwear or socks, you are going to be in for a long haul. And that's what I'm worried about. So what I've been doing leading up to this is taking long walks around the pond and around my house, around my neighborhood, all over town, in what I'm going to be wearing and how I'll be wearing them. Like as far as like the Farm to Feet wool socks paired with, my footwear of choice, just so I can identify any hot spots or any problem areas that I'm having. When it comes to hot spots, I have talked to you guys about it. Like a moleskin is very handy to have. I have that in my pack as well as Leuco tape. Really super handy, really, really sticky. So I can eliminate hot spots as they start to appear, so I don't rub a hole in my foot, because that would kind of be bad. Next, we're going to move on. Let's just go right into the footwear. I've been wearing Salewa. I don't know how you pronounce the name, but I've been wearing, they have some like kind of cross trainer, like tennis shoe type things. They kind of remind me a lot of Merrell's, is what they are, but they just fit my foot really well. I've been really happy with them. But I'm actually running right now in this boot. It's like a 6-inch boot or something like that, but it's the Alp Trainer 2 Mid GTX boot. I do have like a Dr. Scholl insert in there that I'm probably going to take out, because I got something way cooler now, that I've been running in my other pair of boots. And why are you taking 2 pairs of boots? You only can walk in one. Well, it's wet on Kodiak. And I anticipate a pair of boots getting dunked or drenched, or me being an idiot and stepping off into a stream where I have no business at. I anticipate that. And so one pair of boots won't do me to last me through, I think we're hunting 9 days, something like that. So I love these for, around camp, and they are waterproof. So a nice boot to have, but 2 boots is always good. And last year I had a pair of Crispies, loved them, for a hot minute. Once you put on a pair of Crispies, you initially know they feel good. And then I stepped out the door in them, and I was like, nope, these are going back. Because there was like a weird noise with them. I don't know. Maybe it was just the pair that I got, but I did not like them, and their fit was a little bit off. The Salewas fit true to size. So if you're a 10.5, they're going to be like as close to a 10.5 as you're going to get. The Crispies, I find, run a size larger. So like if you had a 10.5 and you needed like a 10.5, you're going to have to order a size like 10. So me being the like moron that I am, I ordered the size 10.5. And I'm glad that I did, because I ordered a pair of sheep feet, which is super cool. This is basically a custom orthotic. And I ordered the double insulated pair, with the stabilization in the back. So this is kind of their high speed version. You're looking at around, I hate to admit it, that I paid this much. And I pray my wife is not listening to this. I doubt she is. Although that would be a great plan for her, to listen to all my gear podcasts, because a lot of times I'll tell you how much stuff costs. So I might be doing myself a disservice. Like, I'm almost positive I am. But I think it was like right around $260 for these. That's a lot for custom orthotics. When these Dr. Scholl's, I like give you a cross comparison to them. These Dr. Scholl's, and I'm kind of got them laid out here again. Look at the stability you can tell in the video form, you can tell the stability and the rigidity of a sheep feet compared to a Dr. Scholl's. And I think that's important to note. This Dr. Scholl's is built for comfort, not stability. And the reason I will not be wearing these Dr. Scholl's in the backcountry is that. I mean, it is 100% that. So what Sheep Feed, what they do is they will send you a form. So you order them, you pay for them, you get a form back, and then they send you this kit. And you basically, it's an imprint of your foot. So you imprint your foot, and about 2 to 4 weeks later, they send you back this custom orthotic that is tuned to your foot. And I'm not joking. This thing is rigid. It's almost like it's got a carbon fiber back, because what happened a couple weeks ago, I was hiking and packing and rucking, and I did not have those sheep feet. And I'm not saying that it would have solved the issue, but I have kind of weak ankles. And I rolled it. I mean, it just popped, and I had to halt training for about a week to a week and a half, because I had a severe sprained ankle. But since then, after wearing the sheep feet, and there was a break-in period with them, I haven't had that issue. So if you're looking to get started into the season and stuff like that, highly recommend those. Next, let's go with rain gear. I don't think they make it anymore, but Kryptek, and again, if you see the stuff that I'm taking, I am not biased as far as like camo patterns. Or if it works, it works. I fully expect this pair of rain gear not to make it out alive. Given the alders and the rugged terrain around Kodiak that we've got to break through to get to the open ground to hunt, I don't think this rain gear is going to make it. It is well over 10 years old, but it works. And that's why I'm taking it. It works, and that's all I need. I'm going to jump in here real quick from a word from our sponsors. They are great people, because I know most of them, and we had Daniel Horner on, but SIG Sauer produces some fantastic firearms. If you're looking for a backcountry gun, their 10 millimeter is about as close to perfect as you're going to get. A 5-inch barrel, and just an amazing shooter. And you can outfit it with a Romeo Zero Pro red dot on there. So fantastic feeling firearm. If you love their P320, you're going to love the X10 from SIG Sauer, sigsauer.com. And ATN, I talk about them all the time because they are good. My favorite is the Thor 4. Okay, let's say you don't want to step into a Thor 4 and see, everything at night, like, because nothing hides with thermal. Let's say you still want to see everything, but you don't want to pay the hefty price tag. Okay, they've got the Thor LT, just as good. That sucker runs, and it just lacks a few of the features that the Thor 4 has. So it's not a big deal. So if you're looking to jump into thermal I'm not going to say, I can't say it's a budget price, because, I mean, you're still paying for thermal, but it's a heck of a lot less expensive than maybe jumping into a Thor 4. So go check them out at atncorp.com. Okay, jumping back in here. The rain gear, I completely don't expect to make it out of Kodiak. And again, I'm your host, KJ, and we're talking about gear I'm taking to Kodiak. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. The first part, if you haven't heard it, jump back, listen to it, because it goes over basically everything in my pack. And that stuff's important, because I go over medical. One thing I didn't hit on were supplements, and I'm taking liquid IVs. All the vitamins I take, which is like turmeric, magnesium, vitamin C, a multi-day vitamin, just stuff to keep my body running, which is muy importante. So other rain gear that I'm taking that I hope survives, I have a Kuiu Gale, I think it's a Kuiu Katana Gale Force jacket and pant combo. Actually it's bibs. So the bibs are sitting there. Right back here, I like a bib because if it gets raining and it's cold, that doesn't affect me as much, because the bibs kind of run up the back, and it's just very nice. So I hope those make it out because those are only a couple of years old. So I would love to come back with those. And another reason for taking the Cryptek rain suit, essentially. Moving on. Gators. I am taking some Gators. These are T&K. This is my first season of use with them. So I know Tyler over there. He's been on the show. They make a fantastic product no matter what you buy. I think you can buy with confidence in those. And again, everything is going to be listed in the description if you want to go check it out. Gators are important, especially since I'm running lower boots. They're not really tall boots, so that's important. And I forgot to mention these. I can't believe it. So I do have Crispies. I gave them another try. These are the Altitude GTXs. So far they've been really comfortable, super comfortable. And the insoles that come in them, it's not that I didn't like them. It's just, they're just not custom. They're not fit to my foot. So that's why I rolled over and spent the money on the sheep feet. Okay, this is what Gun Talk is all about. Gun Talk really thrives on firearms and the like. So, KJ, what are you taking? Are you going to take a 6.5 Creedmoor? No, I'm not. I know that shocks you guys, and it also might shock you guys to know, if you're listening to this, I am not wearing a flat brim. I'm not wearing a flat brim, so if you want to see that, you're going to have to jump over the video. Facebook or YouTube, either one. I'm taking Savage, a Savage 110 Ultralight to be exact. Okay, right out of the box, length of pulls right around 13 3/4, magazine capacity of 4. I am taking a 270 Winchester. I really do like this gun, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit more insight why. The weight of it is right around like 5.85, loaded up, kitted up with a Silencer Central Banish 30 suppressor and a super secret Squirrel Burris Veracity optic. I can't tell you much on the Burris side of things. I'll give you more later. But this is a new optic. If you zoom in, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm sorry about that. It is super cool though. Savage 110. Okay. Before the hunt, I decided, you know what better way to test out a gun, test out your optics, just test out all your system by taking a long range precision course. And so I took basically a precision rifle 1 course with a hunting rifle. It sounds insane, and it probably is, but it was the right thing to do because this is the system that I'm taking. The Savage 110 Ultralight was great. It really did what it was supposed to do. I took it out to about 800 yards, and then I was starting to notice a little bit of the legs were running out of the 270 at about 800 yards. And so I stretched it out to 1,000, but I know the limitations of my shooting and this gun now, which is one of the things that I think is most important to test. I'm taking a Caldwell Shooting Supplies bipod. I don't expect to use a bipod. I fully expect to use one of the tripods it sits on. This is a Leupold Pro Guide tripod with a hog saddle attached to it. And then on this side, for camera use and or binos or spotting scope, I've got a Vortex. Again, I'm not brand agnostic here. I use what works, but this is a little bit heavier duty tripod, and I want to say this is the Radian carbon fiber, but super nice. But the Savage 110, what to say about it? 1 in 10 twist, carbon fiber wrap barrel. Again, it is threaded for a suppressor, and we're using Silencer Central Banish 30. Again, another super secret product that I don't think I can talk about yet. A new suppressor from Silencer Central, which is going to be perfect for hunting setups. I think you guys are going to really love it. But I had to adjust the length of pull for me on the Savage 110, which is easy to do. It's got the AccuFit stock. And what else does it got, man? You can adjust just about everything. Adjustable, the Accu trigger. You can adjust that. I didn't need to adjust that. So the rings I put on my optic were from MDT. I noticed with this optic, it needs to sit a little bit higher. So I went a little higher than I thought I should on the optic. I am taking a rifle cleaning kit for out in the field. It is about the size of, I don't know, it's really small. It's about 3 inches thick, about the size of a baseball, maybe. But it's their Otis. It's like an Otis cleaning system. Otis tactical rifle cleaning kit. Very easy, very easy. So another reason why you take a precision rifle course is to understand what your ammo is doing downrange and the effective range that you have with that. So I am shooting a 270, and I chronoed the rifle with the Remington CoreLock tip. So this bullet is really super, super slick. An even more deadliest mushroom in the woods is, I think, how they put it. But it is tipped CoreLocked, which CoreLock they branded as the deadliest mushroom in the woods. We've shot antelope with this with great success. We've shot whitetail with it with great success. I never took it to a long range course though, and it performed well. It's not what you would shoot in a PRS match, obviously, but when you're talking about terminal velocities and maintaining your terminal ballistics further downrange, you gotta think Remington CoreLock tipped. And I think that's really where this is going to shine, because I may not be able to get within 400 yards. There's always stuff that happens, and yes, it might be a 25-yard shot, but I want to have as much confidence at that bullet opening up at 25 yards as I do at like 250. So I think that's what CoreLock tipped really does. And I was running it out again, I think 700 yards. I was shooting really well out to 700 yards, and it was hanging together. As long as that proof research barrel doesn't heat up on the Savage 110 ultralight. Other than that, I am taking a Kestrel, and that'll give me my at the moment wind calls if I need to make them, which Kodiak can be very windy. So I think just that aspect of it, to know how big those gusts are going or how little it is. But I've got all the data for the Savage 110 typed in here. I've taken a class with it, so I know the data that is in here is going to be what it is in the optic and what it is on the gun and the ammo. So that whole system just works together. So lessons learned from this podcast, if you're listening, is take your system out and really get familiar with it. I know you guys probably have the gun that you always hunt with. Man, refamiliarize yourself with that firearm every year. I really kind of view it as a relationship. You've always got to keep dating your rifle. Keep dating. Take it to the range for a date every once in a while. Just take it. She's gonna be happy. You're gonna be happy. And you guys are gonna get along great. And that's how I've viewed this whole course. It was my time to get familiar with the gun I am going to take, and the relationship's going great. So just think of it that way, and you'll be successful. But can't wait. So probably starting within the next few weeks, you're going to start hearing stories about all this gear. So basically leading up, we've got part 1 and part 2, but stay tuned for the next few weeks because we're going to give you an idea of the gear that worked, the gear that didn't work, and how we did on this hunt. So hang on. It is going to be an exciting few weeks. Other than that, Gun Talk hunters, keep those muzzles pointed in a safe direction and always be on the hunt.